count us off, right? It is 7 o'clock and, oh, sorry. It is 7 o'clock and welcome to the Mount Clemens City Commission meeting for Monday, May 18th. Could we call the meeting to order? And everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Campbell.
Here.
Fournier.
Here.
Hammond.
Here.
Crab.
Here.
Menser. Menser. I see her name.
Here.
Voorhees.
Here. Here. Mentor's here.
Okay, I have you.
Okay, moving on to agenda item number 4, announcements, acknowledgements, communications, and reports. Is there anything other than the proclamation? Then I will go ahead and introduce the proclamation. Sorry, here. The LGBTQ Pride Month proclamation. Whereas the City of Mount Clemens cherishes the value and dignity of each person and appreciates the importance of equality and freedom, and whereas all are welcome in the City of Mount Clemens to live, work, play, and every family in any shape deserves a place to call home, where they are safe, happy, and supported by friends and neighbors. And whereas the city denounces prejudice and unfair discrimination based on age, gender identity, gender expression, race, color, religion, marital status, national origin, sexual orientation, or physical attributes as an affront to our fundamental principles. And whereas the city appreciates the cultural, civic, and economic contributions of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer LGBTQ community, which strengthens our social welfare, and whereas it is imperative that people in our community, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, and expressions, feel valued, safe, empowered, and supported by their peers and community leaders. Now, therefore, I, Laura Kropp, Mayor of the City of Mount Clemens, on behalf of this City Commission, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2020 as LGBTQ Pride Month in the City of Mount Clemens, and urge residents to recognize the contributions made by members of the LGBTQ community and to actively promote the principles of equality, liberty, and justice. Dated May 18th, 2020. Do we have any other announcements, acknowledgements, communications, and reports? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
Mayor Kropp, this is Glenn Voorhees. I would like to move consent agenda item number 10B and make it general business 9E.
Do I have a support?
Support.
Okay, roll call, please.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Hammond,
Yes.
Pratt,
Yes.
Menser,
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. I
Now you need to adopt the agenda as amended.
do I have
Mayor Kropp, I'll move that we adopt the agenda as amended.
Support.
Excellent. Roll call, please.
Fournier,
Yes.
Hammond,
Yes.
Pratt,
Yes.
Menser,
Yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Agenda item number 6, public participation. This is the portion of the meeting where the public may participate. We ask that you keep your comments to 2 minutes and that you raise your hand at this point if you can on the Zoom call. If not, just mention your first name and we will put you in line. When we call on you, we ask that you give us your full name and your address. Anyone like to speak?
I would like to speak.
Is this Mike?
Yes, this is Mike Zubis.
Okay, let us just take down your name 1 second, Mike, and so in case we have multiple people.
I understand.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else that would like to speak?
You gotta listen to this guy in a minute.
Sorry, I think we've got some backfeed here. Does anyone have 2 devices on maybe? Okay. I'm sorry, who was the second person? Anyone else that would like to speak? We only have Mike so far.
I would like to speak.
And what is your first name?
Paul?
Paul, okay. Okay, is there anyone else who would like to get in line to speak?
I would like to speak as well.
And what is your name?
Gina.
Gina, thank you. Okay, is there anyone else who would like to get in line to speak?
I would like to speak, please. Bill Gilchrist.
No, thank you. Okay, is there anyone else?
I would, Laura. Susan Stefanski.
Very good, thank you, Susan. Do I have anyone else? Okay, seeing no one else. Mike, can you give us your address and please be mindful of a 3-minute rule.
All right, I'll do my best.
Listen to this guy. He's a nut.
My name is Mike Zubis.
I'm sorry, Mike, can you hang on 1 second?
Yeah.
Patrick, can we mute everyone else and have Mike turn his microphone on? Because we keep getting a lot of background noise. Okay, go ahead. I think we're good. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. Thank you. My name is Mike Zubis. I live at 322 North Avenue, apartment 1, Mount Clemens, Michigan. And I wanted to spend the 3 minutes finishing up what I was trying to do the last time I spoke, which is give my 7-point plan. Point 6 is to ensure that the present medical marijuana dispensary act within the city is appropriate for the community and how we should look into allowing recreational sales as well, I should say. This will help bring down the tax rates, hopefully to 15 mils, which should be this commission's goal, and or to help with a bigger road budget, which sits at about $4,000 so far for the year. With also the recent events, it seems like the federal government is positioned not to really help state and local governments due to partisanship right now. So I feel like creating this program may be the only option to save the city's budget and the pension as well. Creating a commission that would approve or deny requests for different types of buildings and whatnot, that would be a great way to respect the Open Meetings Act and would allow for transparency. Having people appointed by the mayor and approved by the council, such as Housing Commission, would be the best route. And my final argument as to why cannabis should be legal, I go to a quote from a TV show. If you have the right to get blind, stinking drunk in this country, then you should also have the right to get high in a nation that calls itself free. And that's from Penn Jillette. Penn and Teller's BS is the name of the show. It's actually called something else, which I'll leave to the imagination. And that's on season 2, episode 4, I believe it is, titled The War on Drugs. It's a good episode. It's about $4 on YouTube. I yield my rest of my time.
Thank you, Mike. We'll go to Paul now.
Okay, I'm at 22 Canfield.
And what is your last name, Paul, for the record?
Jones.
Okay, very good. You remember, just be mindful of our 3-minute rule.
Okay. My question is, I just want to have it explained to me why the DPW workers, water department workers, and plant workers, that they're not receiving any hazard pay, and they're deemed essential workers or emergency responders. So that's my question. I just want to know why. I yield.
Since we're not in a typical format, I'll just kind of remind everyone that when people ask questions, at this point, what will happen is they'll be answered by the city manager and administration at the following meeting, just so that everyone's aware.
Okay.
That's the typical protocol.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Our next person up is Gina. And can you state your last name, Gina, for the record, and your address, and be mindful of our 3 minutes.
51 North Highland. I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yep, we can now.
Okay, great. Gina New, 51 North Highland. I just wanted to let everyone in attendance and listening know that tomorrow at 12:45 p.m. we will be celebrating, her name is May Yoakum. She's my husband's great-grandmother. She will be turning 102 years old. We'll be doing a celebratory drive-by. The entire city is invited. I've heard from Mayor Croft that she'll be getting a special proclamation for having been a lifelong resident. We'll have the Macomb County Sheriff, the Mount Clemens Fire Department, as well as anyone and everyone who would like to come. We'll also be giving out free ice cream from Pop Sweets and Treats. If anyone would like to come and participate, we'll be meeting on North Highland Street at 12:45. Thank you.
Thanks, Gina. Mr. Phil, I believe you're next.
Good evening, Phil Gilchrist, 1130 Wellesley. I just wanted to say thank you to the mayor and commission for the proclamation of June 2020 as Pride Month. I think I'm very happy that the city is so supportive of its diverse community, and it's very meaningful to me that that resolution, that proclamation has been put forth. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Phil. Could everyone make sure that they're muted unless they're speaking? The commission, it's okay if you keep yours unmuted, but if we can keep as many people muted, then we just avoid a lot of background noise. We're moving on to Susan. Susan, can you, for the record, give your last name and your address, please?
Yes, hi, Susan Stefanski. My address is 19613 Ridgemont Street, and that's in St. Clair Shores. And I am calling on behalf of my employer, SEMCOG. Mount Clemens is a member of SEMCOG, and I wanted to today to tell you that we value your membership. There's a lot going on. I wanted to give you an update on some of the resources that we have right now on our website. SEMCOG has been successfully working from home remotely, and we're there for our members. We have created quite a few public service announcements related to the situation we're in right now. And I wanted to let Mount Clemens know that you can definitely provide links on your website to those videos/PSAs if you'd like. One is on toilet paper use. One is on social distancing in parks, and also on trash and recycling reminders to protect sanitation workers. So Those are available on our website. I also wanted to let you know that we, along with MML, and I know you're members of MML, continue to follow legislation, in particular the CARES Act. So we have staff on hand if you have any questions about that in terms of legislation that's going on right now. So we're following that very carefully. I also wanted to remind you that right now, with all that's going on, the census is very important. And we now have a census self-response rate toolkit on SEMCOG's website, excuse me. And that's a tool where you can actually go in and Mount Clemens can see the activity and your response rates right on our website. And those are updated daily. So just wanted to let you know about those resources. We also have had some webinars, of course, earlier on in this situation. A few have been conducted in April, and those have been archived and are on our website as well. So if anyone would like to take a look at those, they're all COVID related. And please feel free to, again, access those, or if you want to get more information, please don't hesitate to contact me. So just wanted to give you those updates, and we are here for you. We value your membership, and we hope you get in touch with us if you need any help. Thank you for the time today.
Thank you, Susan. Do we have anyone else from the public who would like to participate? Hearing none, we will move on to number 7, administrative responses to issues or questions raised during previous meetings. Mr. Johnson?
Sorry, I was muted. There were none.
Okay, very good. Then we'll move to agenda item number 8, approval of minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes from work session and regular meeting on Monday, May 4th, 2020.
Thank you. A second?
Support.
Okay, roll call, please.
Hammond. Yeah. Crab.
Yes.
Menser. Menser.
Mute me, somebody. Thank you, Patrick. There is an error in the meeting minutes for the workshop. It says at the beginning that Commissioner Campbell was absent, and in the body of the minutes, it says that he voted nay. So there's an error.
Yeah, I did receive that message, and they have been corrected to show that Commissioner Campbell was not voting nay and that he was absent.
So then, do we need to amend the motion to accept the corrected minutes?
I will put it as corrected.
Okay, then I will vote yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
I'm going to again ask everyone else other than the commission and those staff members who have to participate, if they could mute, if you can mute yourself, that would be really helpful because we're getting a lot of background noise. Thank you. Okay, moving on to general business. Item 9A, adopt budget and set tax rates. Could I have a motion, please?
There's actually going to be several in this case.
Right.
So
we should
would
do
suggest
for
you
one
start
first.
with the very first one, which is actually number 0, the General Appropriations Act,
Okay.
which reads that this and the following 4 resolutions constitute the City of Mount Clemens General Appropriation Act for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2020 and ending on June 30th, 2021.
Will we be voting on all 4 separately?
Yes.
Thank you. Then I make a motion to adopt the annual budget in Resolution 1 to no expenditure authority is granted beyond September 30th, 2020 without adoption of the revised budget.
Support.
Is there any discussion on this?
Actually, I need you to take them the way they're presented. And as you get through each of them, it does exactly what was just mentioned, but the first one is to adopt the General Appropriations Act.
I think I'm confused. So on our, the first, you're talking about, Mr. Johnson, this resolution adopts the annual budget. Is that what you're, I'm sorry.
The very first resolution is the one that's labeled General Appropriations Act. It is not numbered.
Okay, I see. The one that you just read?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you want some help, yeah, the recommended motions should be move to adopt the general appropriations resolution as presented. The General Appropriations Act resolution as presented. That's the first one.
Commissioner Menser, would you like to amend your motion?
Yes. I move that we adopt the resolution for the General Appropriations Act for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2020 and ending on June 30, 2021.
Support.
Okay. Now, do we have any discussion? Okay, hearing none. Can we have a roll call, please?
Proud?
Yes.
Menser?
Yes.
Voorhees?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Fournier?
Yes.
Hammond?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution number 2, could I have a motion for that, please?
Now, this is resolution number 1. I'm sorry about the numbering, but we didn't number the General Appropriations Act.
Okay.
Number 1 is the annual budget resolution.
Okay, so this would be budget number 1. Okay. I mean, a resolution for 1. Okay. Okay. Would anyone like to move on that?
Motion to adopt the annual budget with expenditure authority granted only to the following budgetary allotments through September 30th, 2020. These amounts may be adjusted by the City Commission in the same manner as a budget adjustment may be authorized.
You're getting one ahead.
I'm very confused.
What are you talking
It's
about?
difficult to adopt the annual budget without some qualifications since we are not.
The qualification occurs in resolution 2.
I was reading resolution 2.
Yeah, what we just.
But resolution 1 is the one that needs to be adopted right now.
The motion for 2021 City of Mount Clemens annual budget for each fund is hereby appropriated
Yes.
Okay,
as well.
thank you. Do we have a support?
I'll support it.
Do we have any discussion? Denise, Commissioner Menser, do you see where that is now? Because I was confused as well. Right
No,
under,
I don't see where it is.
right under general appropriations, the first thing you read, it's a resolution. It says resolution 1. Do you see it now?
It's on page 4. No, 3. No, let me go back.
On
No.
mine, it's page 1.
It's on page 1.
It's
on
right
page
after the letter.
You
Okay,
read
I see it.
Okay. Okay, is there any discussion of resolution 1? Okay.
I will only say that we all understand, I believe, that these numbers will be amended come September. So we're doing this as formality, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
And these numbers that we anticipate to do the strategic planning process well before that, so we can have a full budget long before.
Yes.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Menser?
Yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Hammond,
Yes.
Crop.
Yes. Okay, resolution number 2.
Okay, this one sets the quarterly allotment, which limits us to the quarterly amount, just taking us through September 30th. It also requires that we're going to come back with a revised budget for commission consideration and approval prior to September 30th, and states that notwithstanding the annual adopted budget, no expenditure authority is granted beyond September 30th without adoption of a revised budget.
Move to grant expenditure authority for the, no.
No, just move to adopt the first quarter budgetary allotment resolution.
All right, move to adopt the first quarter budgetary allotment
resolution.
That's it?
Support. Support.
Supported by Commissioner Menzer. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please. I think you're muted, Lisa.
Sorry. Voorhees,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Hammond,
Yes.
Crop,
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 3.
Resolution 3 sets the tax rates. And I believe the form of the motion that the attorney would like would just to move the tax rate resolution.
That's fine.
Move to adopt resolution number 3 to set the tax rates?
That's fine.
Okay.
Support.
Supported by Commissioner Hammond. Any discussion or comments on this tax rates?
Yes. This tax rate is the same tax rate that we had for 19 and 20. It is not the tax rate that was recommended by the city manager nor the finance director. That tax rate was 21.7921. Keeping the tax rate the same at 21.5135 mils blows a $111,000 hole in the budget on top of an already projected $697,000 shortfall, which takes us to $800,000. You add the $588 that we're looking at for June 30th of 20 and puts us $1.3 million out of our general fund balance. It also puts us into the task of having to have conversations about layoffs, department closures, and what lights we're turning off. I am not in support of leaving the mill at the same rate, especially when the state of Michigan is projecting a $2.7 billion shortfall for this coming up fiscal year. And for the next 2 years, they're projecting a $6 billion shortfall. We will lose in sales, use, and withholding tax, and we will lose in gas taxes. This will harm us severely. My vote will be no.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I will only say that I don't know that 100,000 will harm us severely. We haven't finished the annual budget for 2020-21. That's why we're only adopting the first quarter or giving expenditure authority for the first quarter. And we haven't adopted the annual budget. I think that in addition to government entities knowing shortfalls, homeowners also have shortfalls. And while this is very minor for each homeowner, it is at least something. And so I support this resolution.
According to City Manager Johnson, we asked him the last time, on an average $40,000 assessment, the homeowner will see a $10 to $12 per year tax break. This tax change benefits the people with the highest tax assessments. If we want to give something back to our residents, I suggest we look at something else. The water and sewer departments both are projected to have surpluses of over $1 million. We could maybe give them a credit on, get everyone equally a credit on the service fees that we pay, that everyone pays. We could look at a temporary reduction in the garbage fees. There are other ways to do this that would benefit each and every homeowner on an equal basis, rather than change the tax rate after we fought so hard in 2015 to get us out of the hole and to adopt the charter amendment.
And at that time, we also said that we probably wouldn't take it, if I recall, take all of the mills at once, which the city did. And we need to continue to look for ways to get these mills down, because it is very high and it is an obstacle for people to move in the city. There are a lot of new young homeowners that move in and get the higher tax rates because of the increase in the assessment. The problem is we may have been able to look at some of those other ways to give something back to our residents. However, we didn't complete the annual budget. So if we don't have that, and this is on the table, this is the only thing on the table right now, I think it's important that we do it.
Are there any other comments?
This is Glenn. I was on a blue ribbon committee when we went for to move the millage rate from 15 mils to 20, and it was a tough fight. But we also had Lou Schimmel trying to get in to run the city as an emergency manager. If you recall those days, it was pretty tough. I think some of you were on the commission at that time. I would like to look at something that affects everyone equally, and the assessment or the tax levy does not do that, but certainly the water or the sanitation does. I would hate to turn around and back up on that, on the heat we took to get that millage rate increased some years ago.
We still have the millage rate and could put it back up there again. The problem is the budget is not complete. There will be no relief on anything else at this point, and those city taxes all become due in the summer. And if you recall, in the recommended annual budget, they were calling for water increases, not decreases.
Are there any further questions?
Yeah, this is Ron. I was on the commission many years ago when we were in the very, very bad economic times. And based off of the projections coming from the state, it does not look good for us. So I am against changing this, putting us further in the hole.
Do we have any other comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Campbell.
No.
Fournier.
Yes.
Hammond.
Yes.
Crab.
Yes.
Menser.
No.
Voorhees.
No.
Motion fails.
I would like to offer an amended motion. I would like to offer a motion that we set the tax rates at the total rate that was recommended by our finance manager and city manager at 21.7921, which also reflects a reduction of 0.1528 for the state from the state of Michigan for the Headley Rollback Act.
Do I hear a second?
I'll support it.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Fournier,
No.
Hammond,
No.
Crop,
No.
Menser,
Yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Motion fails.
Okay, folks. Well, we need a tax rate at this point because this is the meeting that this needs to be done at.
Can Don provide any input?
Yes, of course.
Well, as the mayor was starting to say, we need to have a tax rate set. The actions that have, the two failures that have occurred so far right now leaves us with a tax rate of 0.
Well, and in my mind, I have to say that I'm very surprised by this because when we left the last meeting, we had directed the administration to set our tax rate at this. And when we discussed it, we had a consensus of people. So I have to say that I'm very surprised that, seemingly not, I don't want to accuse anybody, but seemingly overnight, this now has changed. And so it would have been very helpful in the last 2 weeks if somebody, felt this strongly or felt as though then it would have been very helpful for city administration to be working on this in the past 2 weeks to come up with something of a compromise. Now, I think it's put everybody in a bad spot because this is what the commission, as of 2 weeks ago, directed this city administration to bring to the table. I didn't comment before, but this $111,000, I just find it very ironic that the same people that are bringing this forth as the tax rate is too low are also, talking about further expenditures that are unexpected and unbudgeted for, and talking about, money that. Without getting into that, the set tax rate, Mr. Johnson, do you feel, is there a compromise? Is there a direction that you would like to move this commission?
Well, we made an initial recommendation. We got direction. I agree with the mayor that the direction coming out of the last meeting was what's presented before you. If you wanted to do something that's a compromise, you could split the difference on each of these. But I don't actually have the numbers. Cliff might be able to figure them out for you on the fly.
Makes no sense.
No. Cliff, can you
we had discussed this. We voted. I don't understand. It's
Cliff,
giving something small back to the community. I just don't understand.
A community that is also being, we as a city, of course, are looking at all types of budget shortfalls and tough situations ahead that we don't even really know what those are going to look like because even the state of Michigan doesn't know what they are going to look like. But we see the projections as negative and terrible, and we're trying to tighten the purse strings and do all the things that we can. But we also have to recognize that our community, it has an incredible unemployment rate right now. They have not been to work since mid-March, and we're expecting them to pay in less than 6 weeks. Their summer taxes will come out, right? They're going to get that bill in July.
And that's $11. $11.
We don't.
It's not $11
It's not
for every
$11.
taxpayer.
And you know what? At least it's not an increase. At least it's not an increase.
Exactly.
Which
and it's not
hold our
equitable.
budget and hold it in line. There are all kinds of things we need to look at. That's why we don't have an annual budget right now.
That's right.
And there's a lot of things we need to look at. So to assume that that shortfall is going to be there, I can't make that assumption. I can see things that I think we need to look at in this budget. I see changes, things we need to question. And until we get through all of that, there is nothing, that'll be August, September before we do that. And this will be too late. So I hope we can hold other things in line and give back more, because I do think we have we have a good pool of residents here, and we have very high tax rates. And I think that it is only fair to them that we look at any little bit we can do, because they're struggling as well.
Okay.
Decreasing.
Go ahead.
Decreasing the tax rate from the projected amount of 21.7921 to last year's rate of 21.5135 is not equitable to everyone across the board. It benefits those in the community with the highest assessments. If you want to give back something to our residents, then we need to look at a different method.
Commissioner Menzer, I don't believe one isn't exclusive to the other.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. It is exclusive to the other. If we gave them a credit of, I'm just going to throw a number out there. If we gave them a credit on $5, off their, next quarter service fees for both water and sewer, everybody pays the same service fee. That's equitable. If we gave everybody a break off their trash bill, everybody, just again, to throw a number out, $5, that's equitable across the board.
I'm pretty sure that I understand the definition of equitable, but what I'm telling you is I don't believe that you can do one and the other. I don't think they are one or the other exclusive. I understand completely what equitable means, but I don't think that we have to say we either do this or we do this. There are many ideas being passed between our staff who are working on reopening plans and who are working on community development and economic development issues that will help our business owners and will help our community. We haven't even broached that yet, but they are not exclusive from each other. It doesn't mean that because this tax rate is this, we can't do anything else. I don't think that that's the case. And I think that's an unfair, statement that's not the case. As if you do one, you can't do the other.
Well, that certainly wasn't brought to the last time.
I don't believe that anyone last time mentioned any kind of discount on water service fees.
No, in fact, in the annual budget, they were proposing an increase. And property taxes aren't fair. The younger people that move in this city that get the higher assessments too. The whole system, I am not a fan of property tax system, period, but they are paying higher rates as well. It is a detriment to coming in. It is a small give back, granted. I wish it could be a hell of a lot more, but it is just something to show that we're willing to hold our budget at the same line That's all we're doing. We're holding it. We're not increasing it. We're just holding it.
We're not holding the budget. We're adding a $111,000 hole.
You don't
It's
know
not
that
holding
yet.
the budget.
You
Your
don't
city
know that.
manager and your city manager and finance director projected that and talked about that.
Denise, we have not, we adopted an annual budget that none of us agree with. It is temporary. We're just getting through one quarter, then we're going to look at it.
But you're trying to
Can't
adopt
say that
the
yet
tax rate.
until we get through it.
You're trying to adopt the tax rate right now.
We have no choice but to adopt a tax rate right now. So all I'm
Exactly. So
saying
you're
is that
talking
we
apples
should
to oranges.
hold it. Just hold the rate until we sort
Well,
things
I
out.
disagree.
I
I
know.
disagree, and two other members disagree. So come up with something else.
Well, you come up with something else.
Commissioner, City Manager Johnson, can we look at
Would the two sides be amenable to just splitting the difference?
splitting the
No.
difference? Such a shame, but obviously we need some sort of compromise. So
I would look at, if you're going to split the difference, I would look at that. Just to move the, because we do need a tax rate, there's no question. And we do need to move this thing forward. But I think if we split the difference, I would go along with that.
Finance Director, Mr. Mason, can you give us that number or a number close to that?
Here's what, Ms. Mayor?
Yes.
For the citywide tax, I would recommend to the commission be 21.6528 mils. For the Downtown Development Authority, I would recommend 1.59345 mils. The total millage on the difference based on what the council has asked me to do, total millage then would be 23 mils, 23.24625 mils.
Cliff, I'm a little confused.
Okay.
Before we had a listing where it was general, pension, dial-a-ride, sanitation, and total. Yeah. I know sanitation will be 0.30. Can you give me what the general will be?
Yeah, I'd have to break it down. What I did, Commissioner Voorhees, I took the 2 mils divided by 2. The original, then plus what was recommended at the last meeting, divided that by 2, and that's how I came to the 21.6528 mils. I'd have to do a little bit more work and come back to you. We're not taking very long.
Cliff, could you go through and start calculating that while we move on to the next
I could,
resolution, and then we'll come back to this?
Yes, I could, Mr. Johnson.
I think I'd like to know what goes into each one of those categories.
Okay, will do.
So we are going to table resolution number 3 at the moment and reserve that to come back later in general business. Resolution number 4, tax administration fee, interest and penalties.
This resolution just authorizes the tax administration fee and sets the penalties that we apply, and states that after February 28th, everything's turned over to the Macomb County Treasurer, and there may be additional interest and penalties imposed by statute. Yeah.
Very good. Do I have a motion?
I'll move the resolution number 4, which is the tax administration fee, interest, and penalties.
Do I have support? Support. Supported by Commissioner Hammond. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Sorry, Hammond.
Yes.
Crump.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to general business item B, 9B, considering waiving outdoor patio permit fees. Would
I
anyone like
believe
to?
Brian's online, so I'll let him speak.
Okay, well, we need a motion first.
Motion for the city of Mount Clemens to waive all fees for outdoor patio permits for the 2020 season.
Do I have a support?
Support.
Okay, now go ahead.
All right,
Mr.
thank
Kingley?
you. Yeah, we're really just trying to help out our local business community if and when they're able to utilize their outdoor patios. In recent years, we've only had 3 restaurants, Bath City, Orleans, and Abibos that have utilized this permit. For each of those businesses, it would be a $1,000 fee. So again, just in trying to help out our business community, we would like to waive that fee for the 2020 season.
Brian, does this also include Madison's Rec Bowl, 3 Blind Mice, and Your Mother's? Because, or not, I'm sorry, not Your Mother's, but those restaurants have outdoor patios also.
This only applies to those
property.
using public sidewalks.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any further comments? I would just like to add that I think this is a great way to help businesses without directly being able to write them a check and give them money, put money into their pockets. This is a great way to help. Any little bit, I think, is going to help our businesses, and I'm always in support of that. Anyone else have any comments? Okay, hearing none.
Good call, Brian.
Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Kraut,
Yes.
Menser,
Yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Hammond.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item number 9C, consider
me.
hazard pay. Sorry.
I got a text message that I believe came from Cliff saying he's all set.
Oh, okay. Then we can go back to the tabled resolution number 3 of 9A of the set the tax rates.
Yeah, Mayor Kraft and the members of the commission, I would recommend breaking it down this way. The general fund millage, general operating millage would be 19.5638. The dollar ride millage would be 0.8945. The pension fund would be likewise 0.8945. Sanitation remains the same at 0.3. And the DDA, or the Downtown Development Authority, would be 1.5934. Our total millage, adding up the 5 components, would equal 23 mills, 0.2463.
Cliff, what's the total on the for the residents?
Well, the resident, okay, for the general dollar ride and pension, Mr. Voorhees, would be 21.3528. And sanitation 0.3. So the residents would see, to answer your question, 21.6528.
6528. 28. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Cliff.
You're welcome.
We need a motion.
I'll move that we set the tax rate for the 2021 tax year at 21.6528 mills and the total being 23.2463. We can work those. I mean, obviously, you know what they divided out as.
Do we have a support?
Support.
Do we have further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Menser,
No.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Hammond,
Yes.
Crop.
Begrudgingly, yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 9C, consider hazard pay extension as requested by Commissioners Menser and Campbell. I need a motion, please.
Actually, I would like to amend the motion right from the start. City Manager Johnson provided us today the figures of what it would have cost us to include the essential services of utilities and DPS at a total for April of $9,325. When you add in the fact that fire and dial-a-ride for April cost $6,664, that's $15,000, $15,990. So I would like to amend this motion and say extend the hazard.
Excuse me.
There's no motion to amend at this point.
Oh, okay.
Just make a motion.
Okay, then I would like to make the motion that we extend the hazard pay for fire and dial-a-ride through the month of May. Through the 500 hours that was approved, or until the governor stops the stay-at-home order. And I would like to include the DPS, the essential services of DPS and utilities in the hazard pay program back to April and going forward until either they reach the 500 hours or the governor ends the stay-at-home order.
Do we have any support? Do we have anybody who's supporting?
Support.
Supported by Commissioner Campbell. Do we have any discussion?
I do not support this motion. I think that hazard pay, there are so many people out there that receive their regular pay, and they are essential workers. If we are as Commissioner Menser has been describing, we're heading for the apocalypse. I don't think that there is any, it's not that we don't want to give these people extra pay, but there is a reality to the situation. And I think that, I don't think that it's necessary.
The budget that we've been arguing over previously today is the 2021 budget. The budget that this money would come from, the essential pay and the hazard pay, is from the 1920 budget, two separate things.
Which is already
cash is cash.
And which is this budget has already dipped into our fund equity. So I have a problem with that. Do I have any other comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Voorhees,
No.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fournier,
No.
Hammond,
No.
Crab,
No.
Menser.
Yes.
Motion fails.
Agenda, item number 9D, purchase and.
Wait a minute. I would like to amend the motion.
I'm sorry.
I would like to amend the motion that we continue the hazard pay for dial-a-ride and fire through the 500 hours or until the governor extends this or ends the stay-at-home order.
Well, that's a new motion.
Okay, then there's a new motion.
Do we have a support for that?
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Just so that I'm clear, so this is basically the first motion.
No, the first motion failed.
No, I know, but what was presented originally.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. Campbell,
Yes.
Fournier,
No.
Hammond,
Yes.
Crab,
No.
Menser,
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Agenda item number 9E, city commission vacancy.
Mayor Crop,
you forgot payment of invoices.
Oh, I'm sorry. Agenda item 9D, you're right. Let's back up. Purchases and payments of invoices. Thank you, Commissioner Menser.
Move to approve purchases and payment of invoices as presented.
Support.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Fournier,
Yes.
Hammond,
Yes.
Crab,
Yes.
Menser,
Yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Agenda item number 9E, city commission vacancy.
Mayor Crop, I ask that this be moved up into general business just so that we could get the information from Attorney Murray as to what is going on with this. It's my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the three candidates had followed everything that we had set up as far as getting petitions signed and filing them, and they filed them on time. They did everything that we required, so including affidavits of residency and candidacy. So I'm inquiring as to why they were listed as not qualified.
Okay. There was a lawsuit filed in federal court in Detroit, and it was filed by a candidate for United States Congress and by two judicial candidates. That lawsuit, the judge, Terrence Berg, issued a preliminary injunction on 20th of April. The filing deadline was, to turn in your petitions was April 21. The basis of that lawsuit was that these people were in the same, judicial candidates are in the same position as city commission candidates, in that they cannot file a fee in lieu of petitions. Most, like townships, you can pay a fee and you don't have to get petitions. And the basis of their lawsuit was that since the state had imposed the stay-at-home requirement, that they could not go out and garner sufficient number of signatures and therefore would not be able to file a petition. That's what the lawsuit was about. The judge granted a preliminary injunction, and his preliminary injunction stated that all candidates, number one, who filed a statement of organization under the federal or the Michigan campaign finance law. Two, who are required to file a nominating petition for the purpose of appearing on the August primary ballot. And three, who do not have the option under Michigan election law to appear on the August primary ballot by the payment of a filing fee in lieu of petition. That's what his order stated. And since then, both sides, the plaintiffs and the state of Michigan, have filed emergency requests for him to clarify that order. Those requests were supposed to be heard today. I assume they were, but there's been no ruling as of yet. Where our candidates and city candidates have a problem is under this requirement that you must have filed a statement of organization under the Michigan campaign finance law. That's where they do not meet that qualification. And in fact, normally, one of the ways under the Michigan campaign finance law that one becomes a candidate, you become a candidate by filing a petition or paying a fee or filing an affidavit of incumbency. That's one of the three ways you become a candidate. Then the Campaign Finance Act says that you must you must form a committee within 10 days of becoming a candidate. And then you have 10 days after that to file this organization statement. Well, and I frankly don't think that the federal judge in this order, either one of two things occurred. He either meant to say after filing, you must file a statement of organization. He meant to say or instead of and, because after each one of these, after all three of these, he says the word and, which means you have to comply with all three. Or nobody made an issue out of the fact that under the Michigan campaign finance law, that you would normally, and in this case, the three candidates who have been determined not to qualify, they would have had 20 days, in effect, after the extended filing deadline to form this statement of organization for a committee. Now, the county, and I presented that to the county, Corporation Counsel for the county, I've written him a memo setting all of that forth. But the county's position, and we have to follow the county in this instance because it's a state election in August. It is not just a local election. So the county election commission determines eligibility, not us. Our position is we're following the judge's order. So that's where we're at right now. Now, this clarification that has been requested and probably argued today, I don't know if that is going to clarify the issue that's impacting our candidates. I tend to doubt it because the three plaintiffs in the lawsuit none of them are running for a city office. However, it may. So that's where we're at right now. And Corporation Council's made it pretty clear that whatever the judge orders is what they're going to follow, even though it's somewhat illogical.
So
everybody got that?
It's about as clear as mud.
Yeah.
How does that resolve? How does that resolve anything for the 3 candidates that may or may not be disqualified?
It doesn't, unless they went down. They wanted to go down and try to intervene in this lawsuit down in federal court. And I will add, and I've talked to the manager about this, it's not our position to clarify, seek out. It's the candidates who must do something, not the city. If we were to do it, then I would presume that the candidates who do qualify would wonder why the city is assisting the other candidates.
So the 3 candidates that filed under the, emergency order, those 3 candidates would have to get an attorney and join that lawsuit.
Yes.
Is that about correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Well, and the county clerk is looking, they are waiting for this judge's ruling. There is a chance that they may change their current, if there is a ruling and it is applicable.
Yes, it could happen. But the only portion of his order that would impact the 3 candidates in question for the city commission is the portion about having to file a statement of organization for a committee by March 10th. That was the date in his order. Well, it's illogical. That's what I've been arguing. Yeah.
Right.
How in the world could you do that when, if you followed the Campaign Finance Act, you didn't even become a candidate until May the 8th, I think was the last.
Right, May 8th.
Yeah. But they have made it absolutely clear, the county has, the Corporation Council has, that they are going to follow whatever his final order is, even if they don't agree with it.
Lisa, do you have anything else to add, City Clerk?
I do not.
Okay, I thought I saw, since you were unmuted, that maybe you did. Okay, does anyone else have any further questions? Hearing none, we'll move to agenda item number 10, consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda as presented.
Do I have a support?
Support.
Roll call, please.
Hammond?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Menser?
Yes.
Voorhees?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Fournier?
Yes.
Agenda item number 11, City Manager's Report.
Thank you. First, the stay at home, stay safe order has been extended through May 28th. I understand she made another announcement today. I haven't seen that yet. So I can't comment on that one. City buildings remain closed right now. We will start building permit inspections will resume tomorrow. Brian has sent out guidelines to all of his inspectors as to how they conduct inspections and when they should not conduct an inspection. Basically, if they don't feel safe, they're not required to complete an inspection. We are continuing to work on a reopening plan while the governor's order is gradually eased. We have installed glass partitions. There's a photograph in the agenda report that shows what it looks like upstairs. We've also got those in the treasurer's office and in the community development office downstairs. So all the counters now have glass partitions. While these may look like bank security partitions, they're not. They're basically just sneeze guards. They wouldn't stop anybody from trying to break through them that wanted to. Let's Move Festival of Races. The Macomb Health and Fitness Foundation has decided to cancel the races for 2020. Lawn maintenance, the city's contractor will start cutting tall grass and weeds on Thursday, May 21st. Landscaping companies have been able to operate at this point, by that point, for almost a month. So we think it's reasonable to return to enforcing our ordinance. Notification system, as we announced previously, it's fully operational. We're putting it here just to give an opportunity to put the URL out there again. You can go to www.cityofmountclemens.com/notification. And strategic planning, Dr. Piskalich has developed a very short survey, which will be sent to commissioner, staff, and stakeholders as the first step in this process. You should be seeing that within a week. And then we'll be sending out a doodle poll to schedule a Zoom meeting, assuming we will still not be able to hold a live meeting. And after that, I've got what we have so far for the next couple of city commission meeting schedules. These are subject to change as items get added, sometimes deleted or moved to another agenda. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving to public participation. This is the second portion of the meeting that the public has an opportunity to speak. We ask again that you give us your first name if you would like to speak, and then when you are called upon, to give your full name, your address, and please adhere to the 2-minute rule. Do we have anyone who would like to speak during this portion of the meeting?
Ryan Theory Wood.
Okay, Ryan. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak?
I would like to speak as well.
Mike again?
Yes, if that's all right.
Okay, great. Anyone else? Okay, hearing no one else, we'll give the floor to Ryan. Can you please, again, give us your last name and your address, please?
Yes, it's Ryan Theory, 62 Rosebud, Mount Clemens. I'm calling or actually speaking and questioning the marijuana permits. I know it's been over a year. Obviously, there's been some holdups, but was there any movements or any updates as far as the permits and what direction they're going into?
Okay, very good. Mike, again, give us your full name and your address.
All right, I can do that. Hold on one second. Just getting in the right chair position, if that makes any sense. My name is Mike Zubis. I live at 322 North Avenue, apartment 1, once again. So I want to talk real quick about, this is the last part, about how Mount Clemens needs to resurrect its police department. I think we could use some Department of Justice grants to start it, and then a millage to keep it going after the initial start. Commissioner Ford, may rest in peace, would always talk about what the police should do in certain neighborhoods, like speed traps and try to catch excessive speeders, but it never seemed like anything got done. And I don't want to blame county because of the way that they are. It's not their fault. It's the way that they're structured. They're supposed to worry about Macomb County, not Mount Clemens County. So having our own police department made me think if we had our own department again, we could do things like this and have more control over the force. I also believe that our force, when we bring it back, should be more diverse than the last one. Like, since the last one was pretty much all white people, given the photos that would be on the city hall wall, which is fair to say different than the populace of this fair city. I would also like to recommend that new force would be trained in de-escalation tactics, like a video from YouTube titled "De-escalation Tactics for Law Enforcement Officers," and that's from Virtual Academy, which does a lot of training for that type of thing. I feel like using this tactics would unite the city by bringing trust back into the community when it comes to law enforcement. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike.
Anytime.
Okay, does anyone else? Oh, can we maybe everybody mute? Yeah, there we go. Do we have anyone else during public participation? Hearing none, we're going to move on to commissioner comments. We'll go with Commissioner Campbell.
Yeah, I would like to thank Lisa, the city clerk, Jeff Wood, and the DPW for arranging to have all the trash picked up that was left in the parking lot from a cleanup over at the train depot. That is very much appreciated. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Hammond.
Thank you. With Memorial Day being next Monday, I would like to say have a safe Memorial Day. We will never forget our fallen heroes, and God bless America. And also, I would like to acknowledge Olivia, celebrated her 6th birthday today. So I want to say happy birthday to Olivia, which is a resident of Mount Clemens.
Very good. Happy birthday, Olivia. Commissioner Fournier.
I just want to thank Captain Shipman of our fire department, Mayor Kropp, and Mickey Weiss for organizing the salute to the McLaren healthcare workers. It was great to see all the fire trucks and all the paramedics, the police from so many counties or so many townships and cities, and it was really quite an outstanding show of support for the McLaren people, and I know they really, really appreciate it. I got many comments back that it was they enjoyed it a lot. So thank you very much for arranging that. And I wish everyone a happy Memorial Day. I don't know if we'll all be staying home, but enjoy. And yes, let's remember what the reason for the day is. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Menser.
I'm sorry. Interesting enough, I have absolutely nothing that I want to say today. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Voorhees.
Yes, I'd just like to make sure that the people are filling out their census forms. It is very, very important. It was nice to hear from the SEMCOG people that they have our support with that. I haven't heard as to what our percentage is yet. I know we were hitting at about 50 something. Hopefully we can get that boosted up to in the 90s, because that's where our money comes from and our representation comes from. So it's very, very important to fill that form out. And with that, once a Clemite, always a Clemite.
Thank you very much. I too would like to thank Captain Shipman and all of the firemen who helped put on the McLaren parade, Commissioner Fournier and Commissioner Hammond for being there. It was a great day, and I was really proud to be a part of it. Local 40, OPIU, Local 40, one of the nurses unions had contacted me, and as soon as I contacted Captain Shipman, he said he had already hoped to do something like that. And so we kind of all sprung into action, and it was a great team effort. And Mickey Weiss was instrumental in helping me. She and I worked on obtaining gifts for the healthcare workers, and it was a really fun day, and something that I was proud to be a part of. And I hope that it really expressed how much that I know everyone on the commission, but also and Commissioner Menser, you were there as well. Thank you. But I know I was just proud to be there, and I know we all really support the healthcare workers, and I hope that message came through. I'd also like to say hello to Susan Stefanski from SEMCOG and taking the time to attend our meeting. I really appreciate that. I think that SEMCOG is a very valuable resource to us. I spend a lot of time working on initiatives with SEMCOG, and so I really believe that it's a true resource to our region and to our city. So thank you very much for attending our meeting and letting us know about those resources that we could be using during this time. I attended the council meeting for the 41B District Court. Myself, Supervisor of Harrison Township, Ken Burkest, and Treasurer Paul Gilliam of Clinton Township. We make up the council for the 41B District Court, and that court, of course, is the 3 communities district court. And I just wanted to let everyone on the commission know that they are definitely, because of the shutdown, experiencing significant financial issues. We had to, on Thursday, agree to speak with the clerical union and the only bargaining unit of the court, and we laid off 2/3 of the 41B District Court employees to try to remedy the budget situation. So I wanted to just make you aware that we are addressing the financial issues, and that we will, when there's a letter of agreement, I will make sure that you get a copy of that when that's forwarded to me. And I will just keep you updated on the revenue issues of the district court and, the state of affairs for that. And if anyone has any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to me, and I will be happy to either get the answers for you or let you know what I know. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Not everyone at once.
Support.
Very good. Roll call, please.
Ron,
Yes.
Menser,
Yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Hammond.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you all. Have a great night. Take care.
Good night.